And we're back. And we are back. And basically, what we were talking about basically is this culture that people, officers, are trained in, and how things come about. Okay, so for those of you, who want to always fact check me, which I love, individuals using deadly force um, deals with it under MCLA 780.951. And basically, you have the right to defend yourself if you have an honest and reasonable belief that imminent death of sexual assault of or great bodily harm to himself or another will occur if both of the following apply. Number one, the individual against whom the deadly force is used is a police. Okay, if you a police officer and in a performance of his duties, if he has a belief that somebody that they're struggling for the stun gun, okay, if you're honest and reasonable belief, then he had the right to use a deadly force. That is what will be alleged. A police officer means a regularly employed person from law enforcement, which we know that this is obviously the situation. And as well as you have to look at it as the way that they looked at it. When you are in the heat of passion, okay, things move very fast. Okay. A lot of it has to do with your mindset. The fact that what he's going to allege, I know, is that he believed that he was going to use that stun gun on him and that it was moving so quickly. Now, Tracy Stevens says how the mass shooters come out alive. Bigotry is bigotry. Here's the situation. Follow along. You have to remember what was the backdrop about that? I said Grand Rapids is a extremely conservative county. 9 times out of 10, if he's charged, it will be a trial in Grand Rapids. Okay, that's important. You presume and assume that all people will be fair and open-minded when they listen to information as they process it. Obviously, we are going to have some type of predispositions. That's just how it's going to be. Come on, okay? And if you are a person who believes that law enforcement can do no wrong, then if you are selected for that jury, well, shouldn't they be able to figure that out? People lie all the time. I remember, but I never heard of this case. Nah, I'm like, okay. You know what I'm saying? No. Now, damn well you heard about what's going on. It's been on the news and everything, but they want to serve. But you can't say, well, you're a liar. You have to go at least by what that individual is basically alleging. Now, this is not a large metropolitan area, okay? I don't roughly know what the composition would be, but I would not say it was 1 million people, maybe 600,000. I'm not sure. But let's take a look. Many of you all are too young to remember Rodney King. Remember Rodney King when he got to beat down in LA? They moved that trial to a venue that was particularly void of any Black people. We have seen through history where people are going to select jurors that respond favorably to the questions that they ask. These questions are called voir dire, and they're done by lawyers to determine, does this particular juror have any predisposition to bigotry? Have they ever been convicted of a felony? Have they ever served on a jury, etc., etc.? So you're vetting them, and that is called the voir dire. And that happens, there will be maybe 200 that will be selected. many times they're given questionnaires. They fill out the questionnaires, and based on, and those questionnaires are then submitted to the prosecution and defense. Based on the answers given, they have those, and then they bring the jurors in, and they can ask on those questions, and they can expand upon it. And that is called the voir dire. They're trying to figure out, is this person a good person? Can this person be fair and open-minded? And obviously, it's like anything else. If a person want to serve on a jury, they know the type of questions that they are. And if they want to serve, they're going to make sure that that their answers will probably be favorable, or at least middle of the road. Do they lie? Yes, because they want to be on a jury. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna be off for work, or for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying lie about pertinent things. I'm just saying to you, like, well, do you think you could be, fair? They would answer that, but just maybe something like, well, do you think all police officers, are open and honest? They could have some type of bias. Oh, absolutely. Same question. Do you think that all Black men are dangerous? Oh, no, I don't think that, because they want to serve on the jury. Okay. And that's just how things are. Okay. And then later on, after the verdict, you find out something different. Okay. But that's what's going, so that potentially can happen if, in fact, they are charged. Who will determine that? Well, obviously, a prosecutor. Based on the investigation by the state police, they will make a recommendation to the prosecution as to what they believe should happen, whether or not a warrant should issue, whether they should be charged or not, or whether or not they can be open-minded. Okay. So anyway, we got some callers on board, and let's take a listen to, what their comments are. Okay. But I'm trying to school y'all, Tracy. I'm glad y'all, tuning in today, because it's so beautiful. Oh Lord. I don't think okay, here we go. Big Joe, what's your comment, sir? Big Joe? Did we lose him?
We lost Big Joe. We also lost Larry.
Oh, okay, very good. How about Percy?
Hello.
Hey, Percy, how are you?
Hello.
Yes,
Hello.
sir.
I'm doing just good, my sister, and I just want to say right off the bat, I appreciate you, and I love you for all your past service you have done. I met you at one of Judge Thomas's felony enforcement sessions, and you came there volunteering to sit in to help some of the people that needed assistance. So I thank you for that, right? But here's a question I got for you.
Yes.
And I got another comment behind that. Now, you mentioned about the taser. Now, do all those tasers, is there a standard way that they work in Michigan? Do we have a one-type taser that all the police officers use in our state?
Yeah. They're not like, okay, all of the tasers are uniform, as are the guns. Everybody got a 9mm. You know what I'm saying? You can't come out there.
And they all operate the same way.
Yes, they do. From my understanding.
So my question is, because I'm under the impression thinking that once a taser is energized, that you don't have an instant reload. Is that?
I don't know. I ain't never held no taser. Okay, I don't know. But what I do know is this: that allegedly, and this is all I'm going by what's in the newspaper too. After the taser was employed, okay, that Mr. Patrick Loyola continued to resist, and it escalated. The issue becomes this: do you use greater force, or do you say, you know what, let this go? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but here's where I'm going with this taser part.
Yes, sir.
If you can only energize it one time, and when you pull the trigger again, you're not going to get the taser effect from it, then you're not in danger. Because you have already pulled the trigger to energize it, and you didn't reload it or reset it to be able to use again during that period. So you're not in danger. You see what I'm saying?
Well, see what it is what they're going to allege. This is what they're going to allege. When he hit him with that taser, he kept coming at him.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Somewhat. It didn't stop him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, I get that, but I'm also trying to point out that once you energize it, then it's not a threat anymore. Okay, but let's move past that.
But here's the situation. But now follow along. Because you sound like you driving in a car. But what I was able to show the viewers from what I was able to get from the newspaper is that when the officer pulled his weapon, Mr. Lawyer was on his knees with his feet exposed, like bending down, like on his knees, and his head was down, and his left hand was on his neck, and his right hand was on his gun, and he was able to pull his gun and shoot him in the back of the head.
Right.
We'll be back.
I saw it, Sandy.
We'll be back.